Hello, I'd like to talk to you about a subject that affects everyone that lives in the Northwest. This is what the Northwest electric utility companies call a tsunami. It's going to be a retirement tsunami that faces the Northwest electric utility industry. This tsunami is going to happen because after World War II, the electric industry in the Northwest was developing, and it completed its development after World War II, and with the completion of that electric infrastructure came the big business that we have here today, such as Boeing and Intel and a lot of the other major employers that have large energy demands located here to the Northwest because of cheap, reliable electricity. Well, with the completion of this electric infrastructure, the baby boom generation, which is the generation that was born from 1946 to 1960, which encompasses about 60 million adults, sought employment, and one of the areas in which they sought employment was working for electric companies. Well, you ask yourself, why would everybody want to work for an electric company? One of the main reasons is electric companies provide stable work because we all need electricity. Because without electricity, you can't see this video, or you can't record this video. So from the late 1960s through the late 1970s, the Northwest utilities hired a lot of people. And the majority of the people they hired were from the baby boom generation. Well, most of the utilities thought that they would be able to replace these people as needed, so they never really looked to find a new source of employees. Well, now this generation is nearing the end of their working years, and most of the Northwest utilities, if you ask them if there's a problem, they will tell you that everything is fine, when in actuality it is not. Most electric utilities in the Northwest, approximately a third of their workforce is over the age of 59, between the ages 55 and older, as you can see with this chart right here. This chart also indicates that if you look, over half of the utilities' workforce is over the age of 50, and if you also look at this chart, over 2/3 of the utility industry's workforce is over the age of 45. The average median age for the Northwest electric companies is about 50 years of age, is what the median age is. You would wonder, well, why is this important? Well, this is important because it takes, on average, anywhere from 7 to 13 years to become a qualified individual. I know this is hard to read, but if you read here, to become a journeyman lineman, to become a proficient journeyman lineman, it takes about, on the low end, 9 to 11 years to become proficient. And why does it take so long to become proficient as a lineman? Well, first of all, your apprenticeship is a 4-year apprenticeship, and once you finish your apprenticeship, you might not have seen everything as an apprentice. So when you become a journeyman, that becomes your ticket to learn. So you ask yourself, what happens if we don't replace these people? Well, that's a good question. The Northwest enjoys one of the cheapest electric rates in the nation. On average, our electricity is around 9 cents a kilowatt hour. If you go to some places in the United States where electricity is not as abundant, they pay anywhere from 15 to 30 cents a kilowatt hour. And you ask yourself, wow. So basically what that means is that the average Northwest customer pays approximately $120 a month for electricity. So if you were to double that to $240 with unreliable electricity, that's what the rate would be with unreliable power. And if those electric rates go up, we are going to see big companies like Intel and Boeing and some of the other big industries, Schnitzer Steel, leave the Northwest and look for cheaper sources of power. One of the main reasons why I did this speech is because reliable power is a concern to me. It affects all of us in our daily lives, and it affects everything that we do. Another reason that power is so important is because everything that we do is dependent upon power, because in today's age, everything is done on a computer. I was able to obtain most of my information through the Get Into Energy, which was provided to me by the Northwest Power Planning Association and a gentleman there by the name of Arnie Winkler. He gave me this report, and basically this report tells you the breakdown of how many people are going to be leaving each of the major companies here in the Northwest. And when I mean the major companies, I'm talking about PGE, Pacific Core, and the Bonneville Power Administration. In some cases, by 2015, some of these companies are going to have turnover of up to 80%. So this is an issue that does truly affect everybody that lives in the Northwest. That's why I am addressing this issue. So, as for saying that, this is an issue that truly affects all of us in the Northwest. And if it's not addressed now and not addressed soon, there's going to be a great shortage of workers in the utility industry. That's why I presented this report, and I'd like to thank you.